Okay. So for the last section of chapter 6, we are going to discuss variation. It should not take us too long to discuss this. And then I will work on your review. So you basically want to memorize your two formulas. You have y equals kx, and that's your direct form. And then we also will have one for the powers. But like I said, if you can know one, you'll know the other one. So I would say let k equal 1 dozen eggs. So then we know that for 8 dozen eggs, Morgan sells it for $20. And we want to know for 1 dozen eggs. So basically we want to solve for k. Morgan sells 1 dozen of eggs for $2.50. Okay. All right, the next question says, for a constant height, the area of a parallelogram is directly proportional to its base. If the area is 20 centimeters when the base is 4 centimeters, find the area when the base is 7 centimeters. So we're going to let y equal the area and x equal the base. And if you have a hard time figuring out which is which, whatever value you have twice, so here we have base and base, that is your x, because you're always finding k and then using k to find k and x to find the next y. So we're told that it varies directly, so you're going to use the form y equals kx. And then first we have to solve for k, so and we know that y is 20 when x is 4. So then k would have to be 5 centimeters. But you're not done, because now you have to write it as y equals 5x and solve for x when y is, or solve for y when x is 7. And then you can just wrap it up by saying when we have a base of 7 centimeters, we have an area of 35 centimeters squared. Okay. All right, let's keep it rolling. Okay, so this is the small part I was telling you about where it varies directly with the nth power. It's just x now has a little power to it. That's all. So your general form normally looks like this. Now we're saying, okay, we have a power, so it looks like this. And when we plug in the power and the information we know that y is 200, x is 5, and we know that it's the square. So we'll do y equals kx squared when y equals 200 and x equals 5. So then when we solve for k, 200 divided by 25 is 8. And then now we have to solve for y. When x is 7. And this one's not really an application, so you don't have to make a sentence up. And you guys are going to want to remember to have your calculators for your exam. Okay. Inversely is pretty similar to direct, except now we're dealing with division instead of multiplication. Okay, so if we know that y is the height, then x is the base. And we have base twice, so we know that. We know it's inversely, so our form is going to be y equals k over x. So we have to solve. I'm going to solve for k. So k equals 56 centimeters. And then once we have solved for k, we're going to solve for y, given x is now 14 centimeters. Which is 4. Okay. Done there. And of course, you guys should probably be checking all these, but as long as you can get the answers for the most part, I'll be super, super happy. So just pay attention to whatever the question is asking you on the test. Okay, last one for 6.6. The weight of an object above the Earth varies inversely as the square of its distance from the center of the Earth. So let's do and let's also give y to be w for weight and x to be distance. So your general form is going to be y equals k over x squared. Well, really xn. And you're going to change that to w equals k over distance squared. And we have some items to plug in. So we know for 150 pounds, and the distance from this radius is that, then your K will be 150 divided by that squared. So then that gives you really big numbers we're working with, guys. Cannot express enough having your calculator, or at least setting it up even if you don't have your calculator, so you can get some points. Oops. Did anybody catch me? We're supposed to divide here. We have to multiply here. Guess it's super good to always work out your work. There we go. Okay, so there's K. And then the next step you want to worry about is we have to find W when we're now 1,000 miles above that. So rewrite your K. And you want to round to the nearest pound. So you should get 95.6, which is going to round to a weight of 96 pounds. Oops. And I'm good with that. You don't have to write a sentence for that one. All right. That's it for chapter 6. That's it for your recordings there. And then I will start on your exam-based review. Your exam will be on Wednesday, the 27th. Okay, I'll see everybody on Monday.